Walk you through the changes. Housekeeping notes. Okay, return of Chemtech. Chemtech Drake will be returning. Will now grant a small amount of tenacity and heal and shield strength when slain. Damn. Chemtech Drake with Ivern might be pretty good. I like that. Chemtech Soul will grant bonus damage when below a certain amount of health. An Execute Soul? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Alongside the Chemtech Drake, the Rift will take on new Chemtech-inspired features. Blast Cones. Okay, so only when the Chemtech Drake changes the Rift, these Blast Cone changes happen. Twice as far. Honey Fruits, Stim Fruits, no longer slowing champions that consume them and granting them a small shield in addition to the usual heal. Yeah, but is that only for the Chem Drake or is it all the time? I think it's only the Chem Drake. That's how I'm reading it. The honey fruits seem crazy, man. Like, the game is just gonna turn into Mario Kart, honestly. This game is literally turning into Mario Kart, no cap. Scryer's Bloom will upgrade into Stalker's Bloom. When hit, these plants will now reveal a circular area around the plant in a cone opposite direction it was hit, granting movement speed towards revealed enemy champions and reducing oh god. Wait, it's literally Mario Kart, man. This is just Janna passive on a Scryer's Bloom, bro. Oof. Alright. Avatar, Smites, and Jungle Pets. The jungle is a dangerous place, and it's dangerous to go alone. I actually don't hate the idea of pets. I think they're kind of cute, but I think they're going to clutter the screen. Like, you're going to have so many different things going on in the team fights. Having this extra little pet, like, running around is going to be confusing, I think. That's kind of my take. It's unneeded clutter on the Rift when you could just make jungle clearing like more interactive and interesting in totally different ways. I actually much preferred the pet idea where they were locked to a region. I really liked that pet idea where you would get a wolf if you did something, you would get whatever and it would like sit around your blue buff. Like, the idea of a pet to like defend an area on the map that you want to defend, I think it's a lot better idea than just like a permanent pet following you everywhere. Like, we're not playing TFT, man. Like, we don't need little legends following us. Anyways, the Ember Cat is damage and slows, I know that. Frontline tank, so if you're playing Maokai, you go the Ixmander. Gives you a shield, slow resist, tenacity. Cloud Leaper is what Ivern will use. Rotate, move around the map more quickly. Ivern is a macro champion. That's exactly what Ivern will need. Leash range indicators. In an effort to make the jungle more welcoming to players unfamiliar with the role, we'll be adding visual leash indicators that will show how far the camps can be pulled before the patience starts to diminish. We're decreasing the distance the camps can be pulled, so no more having to stand on the pixel perfect in order to hyper optimize your jungle clears. Personally, I think this is an amazing change. I really, really like this. I have no issues with this. There are so many things to think about in a League of Legends game that revolve around how many champions there are, items being bought, where people are on the map, that spending all your time focusing on thinking about how far the Gromp can go before it gets pissed off, or how far the Dragon's going to go before it gets reset. None of that stuff really matters. And I mean, when you're level 13, you're trying to learn the game, you're trying to become like a jungler for the first time. You just unlocked Smite, you're really excited, you're ready to play. I mean, it's really, really difficult to understand jungle as a new player. So I think this is the perfect way to help minimize toxicity and lower elo, or in like 0 to 30 level games, as well as help players learn jungle quicker, so by the time they hit 30, they're already very comfortable in their own clear. Because this is something totally optional, right? If you're good enough at the game where you don't need this kind of stuff, you don't have to use it. Same thing with recommended jungle paths. Nobody's telling you have to use this. If it helps you because you're new at jungle, you got auto-filled, or you want to learn something new, or you're new to the game, then use the recommended path. It's the exact same thing as having recommended items. And I think it's really, really important for new players. If the game wants to grow, these are the kind of changes you have to make. Because up until now, it's just really been ambiguous. If you want to learn something new, you have to Google a challenger player that does it better than you. That's the only way to learn. So the fact that Riot is adding this stuff in client is just going to make the game more fun and accessible for, you know, new players or players that aren't that good at jungle that want to learn. So that's cool. I like that a lot. I mean, you could say it's diminishing skill expression at higher levels, but I don't think this is the I don't think this is the biggest indicator of skill at higher levels. I think there's a lot more when you can focus on your macro instead of focusing on your leash areas. I think you can express your skill and your game knowledge a lot more, like a lot easier, and you'll be able to see the differences. Sure, you can say it's dumbing down the game, but I personally disagree. Communication tools, I love this change. I love it. This bait ping is like the greatest thing ever. Imagine you're lane ganking, you have the bait ping. It won't be the most optimal clear, they said, just an easy, popular clear they advise. Yeah, exactly. It's the exact same thing as their item recommendations. Their item recommendations most of the time are just a standard boilerplate build that you can go on your champion, right? But when looking at the enemy team's items and your items, comparing those things, how good you are at the game will dictate which item you buy next based on your knowledge of what they're doing, what your team's doing, right? So it's like providing everyone with a floor, and what you can do with it is up to you, which I think is perfectly fine. Yeah, this pinwheel, this is amazing. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. New vision pings. Okay, what's the deal with this Drake thing? Object voting. Getting your team on board with taking an objective can be difficult, and having everyone ping on my... Oh, you can vote on whether you want to do the objective or not. I love this. Wait, what happens if you have like 3-2? What do you guys do? What if there's just infighting because of this? No. This is great. This is amazing. This is so good. The less you have to communicate with typing, honestly, the better. Honestly, just the better, man. All right, our first Ivern game on PBE. We're doomed. We're never gonna be able to smite anything. Okay, I love that. Off-screen pings. What is this? Will notify a direction off-screen ping came from. Love that. Great change. Actually amazing. 3 guys go into drag then. That's true. That's true. This is just a way of not doing voice comms. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. You don't have to type, and you can still communicate with your team without typing. You can mute all, and you can still participate in the voting. I think that's what they're going for, and I think that's genius. Allied ward tracking. Well, there are currently ways to see how many wards you have out. There isn't a quick way to check which wards are closest to expiring other than manually looking at every ward place. We're introducing new ward visuals in the minimap. I don't know about this. I think wards are something that separate good supports from bad supports. So like this one I think is a little bit less, because wards are already easy to understand, easy to pick up. I think this is a little less necessary. This is exactly like when they added jungle timers, right? Okay, let's see. Enemy ward timers. Now, if you ping an enemy ward that you saw them place within the last 10 seconds, a perfectly accurate ward timer will appear. I think for wards, I don't love this change, but I'm not like up in arms about it. It's just fine. Whatever. I don't love that though. Yeah, I don't love this change. I think wards are something that's easy enough at a baseline, like the floor level, that any new player can pick it up. So it's not a very confusing thing. So I don't think that's the type of thing that needs to be dumbed down. I think that's the type of thing where a support skill expression shines. Timing things. So I think this takes the idea of this and just goes one too far with it, in my opinion. And you might think that's stupid or whatever, but I personally don't. Recommended ability level ups is fine. I don't care about that at all. That's totally fine. You're gonna do what you do anyway. Perhaps it adds a degree of skill expression requiring more macro awareness to ping it. Yeah, but you can ping it and forget it, right? It's the same thing like pinging summoner spells. Most people ping it and forget it. I think the skill expression comes from timing, like timing sums and things. I mean, it's the same thing as time. Like, I don't care either way. I think it's whatever. Is it going to make the game impossible to play? No. Why do only top laners need to scale faster? Has this guy ever played against Jax? They already gave them the best items in the game. Who like called up Riot and was like, yo, top laners are really weak right now? Is that a thing? Do people actually think top laners are weak, or am I crazy? Wait, I don't understand. Do people actually think top laners are weak? They are kind of weak. Am I the only one who doesn't think they're weak? Maybe that's how out of touch I am. I don't know. I don't think they were weak. Maybe because the lane is kind of irrelevant. I guess so, but what, you just want to make them giga stomp everyone else? Duo lanes receive 22% bonus experience. Previous was 24.373. This is just gonna make supports like irrelevant. Wait, it's gonna make supports die in one hit. Okay, new updated items. Not useful for Ivern. Well, maybe this is good. I don't know. It has haste at least on it. They're just giving tanks haste. They're literally giving every class haste. Just so that every class feels like they can spam their abilities like a Master Yi, man. Once we got 2 or 3 items, this actually felt okay. But the curve was way too slow, and like, I don't think it's better than like going other items. Sunfire Aegis is no longer a mythic item? That's crazy. Turbo Chem Tank no longer a mythic item? I think that's really good. That's a good change, because now supports can build it while still getting a mythic. I like that a lot. It's good for engage supports, like Alistar. Now he can get a mythic and turbo. Randuin's Omen, bye-bye 80 carries, bye-bye. It's back! Beer of Sojin, Riot, delete the code of this item, please. Delete this code, please. Ravenous Hydra, 9% Omnivamp? That seems like a lot. That seems high, but I don't know. And it has, you gain Omnivamp when you kill an enemy, stacking up to 25 AD and 5% Omnivamp. So that thing could give you 14% Omnivamp. Lose 50% of these stacks on death. Okay, so it's going to keep going up and down. That's interesting. You think anyone ranged is going to build this? I don't think so, but it might be funny to try. Okay, that concludes the PBE overview. Interesting. Interesting. Well, 2023 is shaping up to be a very interesting year.
Scuttles, you're a gentle crab.